So hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to episode 1. So the first day of the trip we headed down from Lancashire to Lille in France, which was a 458 mile run. Day 2, again motorways, we killed it another 350 mile I think it was, down to Seaback where we stayed last night, where we are just now. And this is in the Black Forest, just off the B500. Great accommodation, lovely guy who owns the property, and €56 a night, so it can't be bad. So on today's video, let's get down the B500. We're going to stop at the world's biggest cuckoo clock, show you that. Then we're going to head for a coffee and a slice of Black Forest Gateau before we head out along the other amazing routes and roads down to our hotel in Constance this evening. Thank you again to our sponsors, Triumph, for the loan of the motorcycle. You've got Merlin bike clothing, SP Connect phone mounts, and Speedo Angels dash protectors. Okay, so we're just heading up from Seaback. There's about 3 miles to travel before we hit the B500, and then we'll do a right once we get to the top of this road. Now, while I was at the Channel Tunnel port, there was a couple of policemen taking a nice interest in the bike and asking some questions about it and where I was going and stuff, all being very nice bike enthusiasts. And they were saying that the B500, since I came probably 6 years ago now, is policed more. They've got more speed cameras, noise cameras, all kinds of stuff. And also he said to me, just watch out, because they've now made a lot of the Black Forest, the B500, a 50 kilometers an hour, which is about 30 mile an hour limit in certain places. So we're just gonna have to keep on our toes today. I think we're all right coming up from Seaback, but yeah, just glorious scenery, and it brings back memories from when I was last here. Now the temperature today is what we're on, 9:32. The clock I need to put forward an hour on the bike doesn't do it automatic, but it's 21 degrees. So it's going to be another scorcher today. So I'm going to get most of the riding, I think, on this trip done in the morning, and then by 2 p.m. ish settle down into the hotel, and obviously busy editing these videos. My plan originally was to ride more in the afternoon and obviously try and fit more sites and places in, but like anything, when you look at a map, it seems so easy from point to point, but when you're on a bike and you actually understand the miles that are involved in it, it can be a little bit daunting. So there's a few tips I would give, and we'll run through those shortly. Okay, so we're just coming up to the B500 just ahead, and you can go left. It's about 10 miles up to Baden-Baden. We'll miss that bit out. We've done that a few years ago, and we'll head down from here. So yeah, today's route plan is we'll head down the B500 until we're down towards Triberg, I think it is. And just before Triberg there's a cuckoo clock maker, and what we're going to do is we're going to stop there. They've got the world's largest or biggest cuckoo clock according to the Guinness Book of Records. So we're going to call in there, have a look at that, and probably get the thumbnail for the video. And then we're going to head down to Triberg. Last time I stopped at a nice little cafe that I spotted and get a piece of Black Forest Gateau and a nice cup of coffee. So if you've never been to this part of the world before, this is a stretch of road that was very famous for bike journalists to come and test bikes. And I've already gone wrong. Go around again. Just like roundabouts. So where was I? Yeah, this route's very famous with the bike journalists, and basically they used to come down here because the road surface is like a racetrack, really is. Just corner after corner after corner. Really, really nice. The old sports bike days, getting your knee down and all that kind of stuff. But not today. So that's why it's enforced. There's too many accidents, as you can imagine, in the past. And they're clamping down, which, you know, when I travelled this road probably 6 years ago, there was only one static camera, and that was the camera back near Baden-Baden. So speed limit says 70, Feels very slow, but anyway, the last thing I want to do is get fined for speeding, not just because it's a Triumph motorcycle, but because if you ever watched 44 Teeth, Baron von Grumble and Al Fagan, they came through one of the passes that we'll be doing this week, and basically they got done for speeding, and I think they got a €4,000 fine, on the spot fine, which I don't want to be getting and adding costs to the trip. So yeah, I'm hoping as we get down towards Switzerland tomorrow the temperature drops a little bit, but there is a heat wave coming and it's going to get up to about 37 degrees in Europe, and I think you guys in the UK, if you're watching this, are having a little bit of a heat wave too. So second one, make the most of it. It'll all be over soon and winter will be here. Now there's a few things that have surprised me about this motorcycle that I didn't expect I'd love. Some of them I did expect. And one of the things I did expect that I'd love was the tank range on this thing. Now, I chose the bike with a 30-litre tank, mainly because I didn't want to keep filling up with fuel everywhere. And I'm in the Black Forest, and literally I've put two and a half tanks of fuel in it. That's it to get here, all the way from Lancashire. Now, if I was on my MT10, I would have been filling up 6-7 times to get here on that thing. So yeah, really, really in love with the fuel range on this thing. It's amazing just to set off in a day and not having to worry about finding a garage and fill up with fuel. So the other thing that I absolutely love about the bike is these radar blind spot mirrors. Now they let you know if there's a car overtaking, but also after you pass the car and you're looking to filter back in, once you start seeing them flash, it means you've cleared the car with enough space to pull in as well. So there's lots of different features that they have, which I've got quite used to on the last 2 days of constant motorway work. So yeah, absolute winner. Don't know why they don't put these on all bikes. So if you're listening, Triumph, you need them on all of your bikes because they're brilliant, especially for touring or touring bikes. Absolutely fantastic. What else? Oh yeah, self-cancelling indicators. Now on this bike, if you just quickly press it, it flashes 3 times. And on normal roads, which is where I've ridden this bike, I basically have thought, well, that's a bit pointless because by the time I get to the junction, they've stopped flashing. Now the short press 3 times is mainly for motorway work when you're changing lanes, and that's all you need is 3 flashes. Now if you hold it for a second, it will then flash 15 times before self-cancelling. So on junctions and things like that, it's very good. And the biggest thing, and I keep raving on about this, so you'll probably hear more of this in the videos, is the seat. It is so comfy, the comfiest bike I've ridden. Now I've not ridden things like Honda Goldwings and stuff like that, but this really is a comfy bike. To do, you know, a 500-mile day with 5 minutes stop for just a drink of water on the first day, and obviously, you know, the Channel Tunnel stood next to the bike for 20 minutes, but it really, really is comfortable. So that's a huge plus. Now the main reason why I wanted to come on this particular bike was all of those things: big tank, comfy seat, but also it's competing against one of the best known adventure touring bikes, and I just wanted to see how it fares against that bike. And so far so good. Really, really impresses me. I'm glad I put the anti-glare screen protector on from Speedo Angels, because that thing really doesn't reflect the sun at all. So as you can see, clear blue skies, beautiful day. Now the sat-nav, I've been using particularly 2 things to navigate. One is the Beeline little sat-nav you have here that works through my phone, and also I found on the iOS maps that that's a pretty good indication and okay for planning routes and stuff like that. So those are the navigation tools that I've used, and obviously my phone's mounted on the SP Connect mount, which has got the wireless charge pad on the back, so no phone issues or running out of batteries. Now I do feel a little bit slow along here, and it's not the normal pace I'd be going at, but you never know if there's a policeman around the corner. Now it's Monday today, and there's probably more police out on a Sunday with it being busy with bikes and things of a weekend, but I'm not taking any chances. And the thing is, when you're on touring, is to switch into touring mode, just take it nice and easy and enjoy the scenery. That's what it's all about. You come to enjoy all of this, not just to race around the circuit, so to speak. Really, really enjoyable. Now, I did bring my tent, actually, down in the left-hand pannier is full of my camping gear, and then on the right side I've got my inner bag with all my clothes and my iPad and things for editing, and in the top box just accessories and also my Merlin Edale jacket for if it goes cold, which it's not going to do in Europe, so I'll only put that on when I get back to England. So yeah, I think my top tips for touring would be wear the right gear. You know, if you're coming to Europe, it's bound to be hot, and it can be quite surprising even when you get to Switzerland how hot it can be. So if you're coming, would recommend come probably early June, late May, early June, or into September time frame rather than August. But still, you need to get hold of a mesh jacket, and that's the best thing ever, because you don't want to be too hot when you're riding along. It's funny, actually, I remember when my cousin and I came to this part of the world 6 years ago, it hit 36 degrees when we were down near the border between Germany, bottom of here actually, and Switzerland, going towards Lucerne and that way. And it was that hot we had to pull over at a freezer stall, a freezer place that sold frozen foods. Where do we go? So where were we? Yeah, the story about the freezer place. Now, basically we were that hot, absolutely cooking. So just pull in here. Now, of course, at that time, nobody had a mesh vest, and we went into the freezer store and just stood there and opened one of the freezers just to cool off. It was funny, really funny. Now, there's a restaurant just here, just where you turn left off the road, and there is the ski lift. So just between these trees just here, there's a ski run all the way to the bottom. I would love to come back here in winter and do some skiing with the kids and stuff. Would be absolutely fantastic. So excited to be here. It's amazing. So yeah, while I love having the panniers on the motorcycle, it is heavy with them on. I mean, just the panniers will hold 7.5 kilos each, and probably up to that. And then you got 5 kilos on the rear top box just there. Yeah, it is heavy, and if you're on the side stand on a slope, then basically, you can see I'm lean over now, but if you were on a slight slope, I recommend don't put it on the side stand or stop on a slope that's going downhill, because you'll never get the bike back upright. It really does add weight with having those on. I think my ultimate setup is like I have on the MT10, where I don't have any side boxes. I just have the top box, and then I have a roll top bag on the back, keeping all that weight centralized to the bike. But definitely it's nice to have all your gear stored away in these panniers, and they're really well built and lockable, so wherever you are, you can just, lock it up, go for a walk around town. Right, let's carry on. Show you some more of the Black Forest. Now, it's nice that everybody waves with their left hand. Obviously we can't do that in England because we just let off the throttle. But yeah, very friendly. It's nice to see fuel stations along the way. Petrol Prices, 181 I think it is. Let's just have a look. So E10, 181 euros. So even in Switzerland and France, I was paying, I think the lowest I paid in France was about 160 something. It's actually really nice to get some shade from the sun in these trees. I wish you could smell it, guys. All the pine trees and the forest. It smells beautiful. Don't mind getting lost in these forests. whichever route you take is absolutely tremendous. So if you are down here, you could spend a couple of days just in the Black Forest. So you could base yourself at somewhere like the Williams Pension, which is a good place to base yourself, right just off the B500. And then there's a couple of routes that do a big loop around the Black Forest. That's what I did last time when I stayed here. Beautiful corners, absolutely stunning. And another thing you might be asking as well is the Rally Explorer that we're on today has 21-inch front wheel. It's got the Metzler Karoo street tyres on. How do I rate them? On motorways, at speeds about 70 miles an hour plus, you do get a lot of road noise, certainly off the front tyre. But the handling of the bike is really great, really good. And you don't even notice that you've got a 21-inch front wheel. And if there's any grooves or any potholes in the road, as you can imagine, it just soaks up the bumps. The big things that I did on the motorway was soften the suspension off a couple of notches, which is just a one-button action, which is great on this electronic suspension. And to be honest, I've left it on soft, and the bike's been really good. It's funny, I wonder if cyclists can get done for speeding in the Black Forest. Some of these hills, they must be doing over 50 going down them. All the piles of wood piled up on this corner just here, ready for the snowy, hard winter. Keep the fires burning. But the lovely houses, lovely architecture, absolutely beautiful places. What more could you ask for, eh? Blue sky, green forests, lovely little houses. So happy to be here. Just what my soul needs right now. To de-stress. Although I couldn't find any of my charge leads this morning, and then it was me thinking I'd left them in a hotel room. Yeah, just be careful when you're packing up, make sure you pack everything. I just packed them in a different place and couldn't find them. And for some reason my 360 camera had, the battery had gone flat. Now I made sure before I left home in England that I charged everything up. And where it was in the top box, when the lid shut, it was pressing on it, and it must have turned it on and obviously zipped the battery. Like water in the plants. Amazing. Great councils. Okay, we're going to do a left just here. Beautiful buildings. A few walkers out. I think if you were in a car coming down this route, yes, you'd see a lot of stuff, but I don't think you'd see as much as if you're on a bike. You feel more at one with the surroundings on a motorcycle. Lovely stream there next to the road. I would imagine it's a walker's paradise if you're into hiking and things. All friendly bikers waving. Beautiful. Sound like Bernard Matthews. Beautiful. My Lancashire accent. Now another thing that lots of people ask me about on this bike is the vibrations. Now this engine has the T-plane crank, so a different firing order, so it goes 1, 2, then there's a gap, then 3. So it gives like at the low down, it gives like a V-twin sound. And then at the top end, obviously, it whistles like a speed triple. But yeah, 0 vibrations through the bars. Now, I've had some bikes where my hands have gone numb and tingling. Now, I can tell you, running at motorway speeds for 2 days, you know, all those hundreds of miles, just nothing, absolute nothing, even on my feet. So really, really comfy, and they've done a really, really great job of making really a world adventure bike. The only downside on the Rally Explorer is the seat height, 875 millimeters. But yeah, if you weren't as long-legged as me, 32 inside seam, then try the model down, which is the GT and the GT Explorer. Probably the GT Explorer will probably be the same height as this, the longer travel suspension. But you can get a low seat, 835 mil I think it is, low seat, but lovely. Hope that screen's not bothering you too much with the view, guys. It is in its low position just now. 2 reasons: to give you more of a view, but also to give me more air to go through this mesh jacket. The screen, by the way, is very good on the motorways. Pop it in the top position, and I don't get any wind buffeting around the helmet at all. It's really, really manageable. And it also manages to get some air to your upper shoulder area, so keep you cool. And also the bike's good for standing up on. It's very comfy, even on the motorway. I remember coming over the Dartford Tunnel with the bridge that goes up really high. I was stood up on the bike, just getting the air as I came up high over the tunnel. And obviously I couldn't see in my mirrors, and there's a police car came straight up behind me. Lights flashing, and siren got switched on. And I went, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Policeman," and pulled over to the left. And he just shot on by. But yeah, if you want to cool off, stretch your legs, just stand up on this thing. So easy. Just stunning. Look at that river. Oh, I bet that water's really nice and refreshing. You've got a wood mill here, something like that. A little bit of an industrial area. I guarantee if you come down here, you'll have the best days riding in your life, really. Your eyes cannot take all of the beauty in around you, and just to have roads without potholes, it's just beautiful, absolutely lovely. Now I'm going to have to try the German beer at some point. I've been trying not to, actually, especially last night. Actually, at the Pension Williams, there's no bar or anything, and even no restaurant nearby, so make sure you eat before you arrive at the hotel, or you bring something to the hotel as well. There's a little village down the road with a few restaurants which you can head down to in the evening. Wow, look at this place. Nice little cafes. Might just stop for a coffee, actually. Actually, there was a cafe back there with some bikers, so that's where I'm going to go. Okay, so we just stopped for a nice slice of Black Forest Gateau, nonetheless, and a nice cappuccino. Bike behind us, lovely little town. I think it's called Wolfbach. May have got the pronunciation wrong, probably, but yeah, lovely little town, and just having a little break. Except there's a lot of wasps about, and they're trying to get my cake, so I think I need to eat it before I go any farther. Get away. Now, one lesson learned. Shop only accepts cash, so the nearest bank is 300 yards down the road here, but it gives me a good chance to have a look around. Lovely little town. You see behind you've got this little waterway stream that runs down. Right, let's find a bank, get some cash. I thought everywhere accepted cards these days, but apparently not. Okay, so a nice slice of Black Forest Gateau, nice cappuccino, give me a coffee kick, and send me on my way. But yeah, mad that they only accept cash and not cards. So I literally had to walk all the way down here underneath the arch, and then there was a bank on the right, so not too far away, but just an inconvenience really. So it just goes to show, when you're travelling, carry a few euros with you. The bank's just on the right, just there. Okay, so we're about 10 minutes from the world's largest cuckoo clock, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I don't know why I didn't stop there last time to have a look at it, but anyway, 10 minutes, we'll be there. See if we can get some relief from this sun through the tunnel. Oh, that's so nice. I can see the temperature dropping now. It's gone from 30 to 28.5. Just that couple of degrees. Now at 28. This is super nice. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, out the other side. Three minutes before it goes off. So here she is, world's largest cuckoo clock. Amazing woodwork. I noticed yesterday that on the motorway coming down, my Merlin stickers have come off my panniers. So Emily, if you're watching, need some better stickers. The other one stayed on, and then also the one on the back and the front screen, I think. But yeah, they don't stick very well to the aluminium boxes. Oof. Not too many bugs on the screen actually. I would have expected more. So we're all waiting. Another minute and a half. Here we go. Oh, the man's ringing the bell at the top. So there you go. That is the world's largest cuckoo clock. And there's the cuckoo. And that's your lot. I didn't realise you have to put a euro in the meter over there. This kind gentleman next to me did it. So that's it, you've seen it. Time now to hit the streets. Now I've found another clock. It's not a cuckoo clock though. It's not as good as the one before. So we're climbing up the mountain a little bit now, and the temperature's coming down a touch, which is good. So we've just come across this place next to a lake, and there's a cafe. I'm hoping it's open. There's a couple of other bikes here from UK. Not sure if they're in the cafe. But yeah, lovely place. Little pedalos to go out on. Some platforms. Some play toys for kids and stuff. How awesome. Let's go and see if the cafe's open. So I've just been having a nice coffee with the nice chaps that have these other motorcycles from the UK just here. We've got about another hour's ride to get down towards Lake Constance. So let's get back on the bike, head down the road. So what an epic day. We're about 1.8 kilometers from the hotel. About 3 minutes journey to get there. Looking forward to getting a cold shower. Temperature's up to 32.5 degrees now, and it's just 7 minutes past 3 in the afternoon, so it's going to get hotter, and I think 3 o'clock pretty much is the cut-off point. that I want to be riding in, really. So hotel should be on the right somewhere. There we go, gassed off, I think. Gassed off, this one on. No, that's Lotus Garden. Hotel, there we go, parking. Oh, they've got beer and they've got food. Wonderful. So, finally made it to the hotel, my destination. And just over the road, you've got a cafe and a bistro just there. Really recommend the hotel, I'll show you it now, and then I'll put a link in the description below too. Epic day's riding, recommend if you can get to the Black Forest, do so. It's really, really good. So, Hotel Rheingold also has a restaurant just there. Really nice hotel, great rooms, cheap, €60. And also there's a terrace behind overlooking the secure parking. And then you've got the Hurston next door, as you can see, tables outside. I think I'll go and grab a beer. And then just on the left here, you've got a Chinese Lotus Garden. Awesome little town. Can't pronounce the name of it. So I'm going to go and get myself a beer, chill out. And I hope you've enjoyed the video today. This is episode 1. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ding that bell for future videos coming up. And the next video, episode 2, will be out the following Friday. So if you're not following us on Instagram, it's just in the corner just here, and we're uploading daily photos and things of the trip. Head over to that. But thanks again, and we'll catch you on episode 2. Thanks again to our sponsors, Triumph, Merlin, Speedo Angels and SP Connect, and we'll see you later guys. Take care.